Ready. Play.
How has life changed since that Miami run for you, or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel. At the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that I need to focus on, there's nothing much.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life, and I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Eala, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all the wins that week and even the match against Jessica was such important moments in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Play.
All right, Alex, thanks for joining Talking Tennis today. Thank you. First thing is just tell us about your win that you had yesterday in the singles.
Well, it was a tough win, definitely. A lot of challenges with the weather, changing conditions. So I think it was a great way to start off the clay season.
Cool. Talking of clay, where are we at with your game and your preference? Clay, grass, hard? What's your sort of preferred condition?
I prefer hard. It's the one I grew up in. And I think my game naturally is more suited to that, but I've been playing on clay for a long time as well. It's true that the clay season is shorter, much shorter than the hard season, but I love clay and I'm just, trying to get it to love me back.
Good. You're going to be playing Udvardi next. Do you know much about her? And tell us what you're thinking ahead of that match.
I've seen her around quite often. I've never played her before, but I think that's adds to the excitement of the match. But trying to go in with the same mindset as the match before, trying to stick with my shots and trust my tennis.
Doubles with Katie today. Of course, you lost, but you beat her in Miami. Did you talk about that match at all?
No, we haven't. She did congratulate me on that whole week, and she's a great sportsman. I think she's super nice, and we get along well. So I really enjoyed that doubles, even though we couldn't end up taking the win. But it's fun with her. Yeah.
How has life changed since that Miami run for you, or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel. At the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that I need to focus on, there's nothing much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life, and I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Eager, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all of those, I think all the wins that week, and even the match against Jessica was such a big, each such important moments in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What about this? World number one or Grand Slam, if you could choose one?
Grand Slam.
Okay.
Hands down.
Which one?
Wimbledon.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
But both. I mean, if I could, I would choose both. Yeah.
Well,
But
oh,
Grand
God, of
Slam.
course, yeah. Okay, have you heard about these comparisons maybe with Leila Fernandez? I mean, obviously in terms of your game, you're both lefties, you both sometimes take the ball early. Are you familiar with these comparisons, and how do you feel about that?
No, I'm not really familiar with
Okay.
those comparisons, but I think Leila's a great player. Obviously, she did the final in US Open a couple of years back, so she's a trailblazer in her own way. I think I'm not so close with her. We've had a couple of interactions, but she seems like a nice girl, so not mad about that comparison at all. She's a good player. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite shot?
It
If I'm going to give you a shot, and this is match point to win Wimbledon, what is it?
That's a good question. They asked me which one I prefer the other day, forehand and backhand. I was also kind of on the edge. I would say maybe a backhand cross court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cross court winner.
But yeah, I don't know. It really depends. There's so many things that can happen during the match. Depends on the opponent, the court. But yeah, I think that one has been there from the beginning. Like now, I definitely have a lot of weapons aside from that that I've been working on. But I feel like that backhand just came natural from the beginning. Yeah.
And have you ever dreamt, and then you fall to the grass, for example, at Wimbledon? Have you ever dreamt about
I think
that?
everybody's dreamt of that. Yeah, I have. So yes.
All right, I'm going to show you some pictures now, and I want you to tell me the first thing that kind of comes into your mind, or just some of your thoughts. So.
Yeah, this was, I believe, in Florida,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. I won like the Little Mo Grand Slam. It was, you had to get that trophy. The trophy, as you can see, is bigger than I am.
Yeah.
It was like the tallest trophy ever presented in junior tennis or something like that. That was a big thing, and we had to take it apart and ship it back home in a box. Yeah, so I bet that was difficult for my parents, but there's my brother as well. He competed also, and he was like 2 points away from winning that same trophy.
Oh.
Yeah, but such a happy memory in my young childhood. Yeah.
Do you ever think about some of these moments when you're on the court? Do you ever think about your childhood? Do you ever think about something like this?
No, on the court, no, I don't think about it. Definitely comes to mind when I start reminiscing on my whole journey, on what I've achieved in the past month. But on the court, it doesn't pop
Cool.
into my head. Yeah.
Okay, Amazon Prime documentary. That's what this. Because this is when I first became aware of you. What are your thoughts now, a few years later, on that?
I don't know. I think a lot of people got to know me through this documentary. So obviously a big privilege to be part of that. A lot of people will come, "Oh, are you the girl from Amazon Prime?" Yes, that's me. So now hopefully I'll be known for more things than that.
For sure.
But this is it's so nice to have these memories and these moments captured on camera.
Yeah, cool. US Open junior title. I was there when you won
You
that.
were there?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay.
just as a fan, but yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was such a precious moment. I feel it was so full of emotion, and yeah, I started crying, and I feel like, of course, Junior Grand Slam doesn't guarantee anything for the future, but it's a huge achievement, you know, and it's still a decoration, you know. I think just the word Grand Slam and to win it in those courts, I feel representing my country, it was a big deal. Yeah.
Cool. actually, representing your country is something I want to speak to you about, because this image here is sort of also about being from the Philippines and being a professional tennis player. What does it mean?
Yeah. I feel like the biggest advantage of representing my country is the community, you know, and the pride that I'm able to bring when I do well to my people, and they come out, they support, they really make the effort. So I'm so appreciative. Yeah.
Cool. Next one is graduation from the Rafa Nadal Academy. Obviously, Iga and Rafa were there present. What did that mean to you when that happened?
I was super excited because every year I would see who was the celebrity guest or who was the guest speaker at each graduation. And I remember there was Roger, I think Paul Gasol was there one year, and I was so excited when it was Iga because she had just come off a slam win or something.
Yeah, I think the
Roland
French Open was the week
Garros,
before, because Rafa just lost to Novak, I remember.
Yeah, I remember, and no, it was super happy, and I think Iga told me that I remember that she said she'll see me around on tour, and I was like so excited, you know, and it happened. Yeah, it definitely happened.
She did see you around. This is after the win against Iga.
I know. I've watched that video so many times, and it's just so heartwarming. I really tried to just stay in the moment and remember everything, how it felt to be there. But funny story, like I can't really remember anymore. Like I can't really remember what I saw or that moment right after the ball went out. So, but
Do you remember how you were feeling or thinking on match point, or is it almost like you're watching just a video and you don't remember it?
no, yeah, I do. I remember. Yeah, I think I felt.
It was on the turn, right?
Yeah, normally when match point comes against these big players, you know, you're trying to get yourself to stop thinking about what would happen if you win, because, you know, but those thoughts didn't come to me at all during the match. I feel I was in a state of such focus that, you know, and I couldn't really believe it when I won. Yeah.
Cool. Then this went viral, this moment that you had afterwards, where obviously you'd lost to Jessica, but you know, I was watching this on TV and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I mean, obviously, hopefully you can have more of this, but again, what do you remember about this few minutes after you'd lost to Jessica?
This was such a sweet moment for me. Let me tell you, I'm definitely not normally like this when I lose.
No.
But this was definitely a special circumstance. I remember the last couple of match points, I was able to save a match point, you know.
Yeah.
And I just tried to prolong the match as long as I could because I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And then after I sat down, after the handshake, I looked up and just so many flags of the Philippines and so many Filipinos. It was past midnight, they were there to stay, and I had just had the best run of my career so far. So there was so much to be happy about in that moment, yeah.
Cool. So that's that. Now, this is quite recently, I believe. I think this is after your run. But also I want to know about Rafa and the influence both his academy, but even Rafa as a player has had on you.
Well, I've been there since I was 13, so obviously deeply rooted with the academy. Rafa has been a role model, you know, someone to look up to for so long, and I think the values match the values that the academy instills matched with the values that my family had when they were raising me, so that's why they felt so comfortable to send me over there. And of course, they have a big part in my game. Yeah.
And Rafa the player?
Rafa the player?
Did you enjoy his career? Or were you a fan?
Of course. I don't know who doesn't enjoy Rafa as a player. I remember I watched him one time in center court in French Open when I was young. So before even going to the academy, and it's crazy to see the intensity he has and the way he hits the ball. So much to look up to.
Cool. What about here in Werash? What would it mean? I mean, you've not won a WTA title yet. You know, what would that mean potentially if you were to have a good week here, for example, and maybe even lift the trophy?
It would mean a lot. I think right now what I need is a lot of hours on court, a lot of hours playing at a level that, you know, a level that I'm happy with and a level that I know I'm capable of. So this is a tournament that will help me do that.
Cool. Last question. I'd like to know about some sort of future goals, maybe even just for 2025.
Okay.
Do you look at sort of things like, you know, obviously you're going to be in the slam draw, you're going to be in the main draw now at the French Open. Perhaps that was a goal. But what about now? Because the goals never end, right?
Of course, no. Of course. My original goal for 2025 was to finish in top 100 or at least to touch it. And now that I have touched it, it's a lot of new territory for me. So I'm trying to take it match by match, and I feel that's also why this tournament is important because I'm coming off from such a good week, and I'm starting the clay season. So I give myself the space to figure it out, and then we'll see what my next set.
Ready? Play.
All right, Alex, thanks for joining Talking
Thank you for
Tennis
having me.
today. Thank you. First thing is just tell us about your win that you had yesterday in the singles.
Well, it was a tough win, definitely. A lot of challenges with the weather, change in conditions. So I think it was a great way to start off the clay season.
Cool. Talking of clay, where are we at with your game and your preference? Clay, grass, hard? What's your sort of preferred condition?
I prefer hard court. It's the one I grew up in. And I think my game naturally is more suited to that, but I've been, of course, I've been playing on clay for a long time as well. It's true that the clay season is shorter, much shorter than the hard season, but you know, I love clay, and I'm just, you know, trying to get it to love me back.
Good. You're going to be playing Udvari next. Do you know much about her? And tell us what you're thinking ahead of that match.
I've seen her around quite often. I've never played her before, but I think that's adds to, you know, the excitement of the match. But, you know, trying to go in with the same mindset as the match before, trying to stick with my shots and trust my tennis.
Doubles with Katie today. Of course, you lost, but you beat her in Miami. Did you talk about that match at all?
No, we haven't. She did congratulate me on, you know, that whole week, and she's a great sportsman. I think she's super nice, and we get along well. So I really enjoyed that doubles, even though we couldn't end up taking the win. But it's fun with her. Yeah.
Yeah. How has life changed since that Miami run for you, or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel, at the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that, you know, I need to focus on, there's nothing much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life, and I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Eala, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all the wins that week, and even the match against Jessica, was each such important moments in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What about this? World number one or Grand Slam, if you could choose one?
Grand Slam.
Okay.
Hands down.
Which one?
Wimbledon.
Okay. Nice.
But both. I mean, if I could, I would choose both. Yeah.
Well,
But
of course. Yeah. Okay. Have you heard about these comparisons maybe with Leylah Fernandez? I mean, obviously in terms of your game, you're both lefties. You both sometimes take the ball early. Are you familiar with these comparisons, and how do you feel about that?
No, I'm not really familiar with
Okay.
those comparisons, but I think Leylah's a great player. Obviously, she did the final in US Open a couple of years back, so she's a trailblazer in her own way. I think I'm not so close with her. We've had a couple of interactions, but she seems like a nice girl, so not mad about that comparison at all. She's a good player. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite shot?
It
If I'm going to give you a shot, and this is match point to win Wimbledon, what is it?
That's a good question. They asked me which one I prefer the other day, forehand and backhand. I was also kind of on the edge. I would say maybe a backhand cross court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cross court winner.
But yeah, I don't know. It really depends. There's so many things that can happen during the match. Depends on the opponent, the court. But yeah, I think that one has been there from the beginning. Like now, I definitely have a lot of weapons aside from that I've been working on. But I feel like that backhand just came natural from the beginning. Yeah.
And have you ever dreamt, and then you fall to the grass, for example, at Wimbledon? Have you ever dreamt about
I think
that?
everybody's dreamt of that. Yeah, I have. So yes.
All right, I'm going to show you some pictures now, and I want you to tell me the first thing that kind of comes into your mind or just some of your thoughts. So,
Oh, um, yeah, this was, I believe, in Florida,
okay.
if I'm not mistaken. I won like the Little Mo Grand Slam. It was, you had to get that trophy. The trophy, as you can see, is bigger than I am.
Yeah.
It was like the tallest trophy ever presented in junior tennis or something like that. That was a big thing, and we had to take it apart and ship it back home in a box. Yeah, so I bet that was difficult for my parents, but there's my brother as well. He competed also, and he was like 2 points away from winning that same trophy.
Oh,
Yeah, but such a happy memory in my young childhood. Yeah.
do you ever think about some of these moments when you're on the court? Do you ever think about your childhood? Do you ever think about something like this?
No, on the court, no, I don't think about it. Definitely comes to mind when I start reminiscing on my whole journey, on what I've achieved in the past month. But on the court, it doesn't pop
Cool.
into my head. Yeah.
Okay, Amazon Prime documentary, that's what this, because this is when I first became aware of you. What are your thoughts now, a few years later, on that?
I don't know. I think a lot of people got to know me through this documentary. So obviously a big privilege to be part of that. A lot of people will come, oh, are you the girl from Amazon Prime? Yes, that's me. So now hopefully I'll be known for more things than that.
For sure.
But this is it's so nice to have these memories and these moments captured on camera.
Yeah, cool. US Open junior title. I was there when you won
You
that.
were there?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay.
just as a fan, but yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was such a precious moment. I feel it was so full of emotion, and yeah, I started crying, and I feel like, of course, Junior Grand Slam doesn't guarantee anything for the future, but it's a huge achievement, and it's still a decoration, I think just the word Grand Slam and to win it in those courts, I feel, representing my country, it was a big deal. Yeah.
Cool. Actually, representing your country is something I want to speak to you about, because this image here is sort of also about being from the Philippines and being a professional tennis player. What does it mean?
Yeah. I feel like the biggest advantage of representing my country is the community, and the pride that I'm able to bring when I do well to my people, and they come out, they support, they really make the effort. So I'm so appreciative. Yeah.
Cool. Next one is graduation from the Rafa Nadal Academy. Obviously, Iga and Rafa were there present. What did that mean to you when that happened?
I was super excited because every year I would see who was the celebrity guest or who was the guest speaker at each graduation. And I remember there was Roger, I think Paul Gasol was there one year, and I was so excited when it was Iga because she had just come off a slam win or something.
Yeah, I think the
Roland
French Open was the week
Garros,
before, because Rafa just lost to Novak, I remember.
Yeah, I remember, and no, it was super happy, and I think Iga told me that I remember that she said she'll see me around on tour, and I was like so excited, and it happened. Yeah, it definitely happened.
She did see you around. This is after the win against Iga.
I know. I've watched that video so many times, and it's just so heartwarming. I really tried to just stay in the moment and remember everything, how it felt to be there. But funny story, like I can't really remember anymore. Like I can't really remember what I saw or that moment right after the ball went out. But
Do you remember how you were feeling or thinking on match point, or is it almost like you're watching just the video and you don't remember it?
no, yeah, I do. I remember. Yeah, I think I felt
It was on the turn, right?
Yeah, normally when match point comes against these big players, you're trying to get yourself to stop thinking about what would happen if you win, because but those thoughts didn't come to me at all during the match. I feel I was in a state of such focus that and I couldn't really believe it when I won. Yeah.
Cool. Then this went viral. This moment that you had
did it?
afterwards, where obviously you'd lost to Jessica, but you know I was watching this on TV and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I mean, obviously, hopefully you can have more of it. But again, what do you remember about this few minutes after you'd lost to Jessica?
This was such a sweet moment for me. I'm definitely, let me tell you, I'm definitely not normally like this when lose.
No.
But this was definitely a special circumstance. I remember the last couple of match points, I was able to save a match point, you know.
Yeah.
And I just tried to prolong the match as long as I could because I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And then after I sat down, after the handshake, I looked up and just so many flags of the Philippines and so many Filipinos. It was past midnight, they were there to stay, and I had just had the best run of my career so far. So there was so much to be happy about in that moment, yeah.
Cool. So that's that. Now, this is quite recently, I believe. I think this is after your run. But also I want to know about Rafa and the influence both his academy, but even Rafa as a player has had on you.
Well, I've been there since I was 13, so obviously deeply rooted with the academy. Rafa has been a role model, you know, someone to look up to for so long, and I think the values match the values that the academy instills matched with the values that my family had when they were racing. So that's why they felt so comfortable to send me over there. And of course, they have a part in a big part in my game. Yeah.
And Rafa the player?
Rafa the player.
Did you enjoy his career? Or were you a fan?
Of course. I don't know who doesn't enjoy Rafa as a player. I remember I watched him one time in center court in French Open when I was young. So before even going to the academy, and it's crazy to see the intensity he has and the way he hits the ball. So much to look up to.
Cool. What about here in WATCH? What would it mean? I mean, you've not won a WTA title yet. What would that mean potentially if you were to have a good week here, for example, and maybe even lift the trophy?
It would mean a lot. I think right now what I need is a lot of hours on court, a lot of hours playing at a level that, I'm happy with and a level that I know I'm capable of. So this is a tournament that will help me do that.
Cool. Last question. I'd like to know about some sort of future goals, maybe even just for 2025. Okay. Do you look at sort of things like, obviously you're going to be in the slam draw, you're going to be in the main draw now at the French Open. Perhaps that was a goal. But what about now? Because the goals never end, right?
Of course. No, of course. My original goal for 2025 was to finish in top 100 or at least to touch it. And now that I have touched it, it's a lot of new territory for me. So I'm trying to take it match by match, and I feel that's also why this tournament is important, because I'm coming off from such a good week, and I'm starting the clay season. So I give myself the space to figure it out, and then we'll see what my next set of goals are. I'm sure my team already has their own set of goals, but personally, I want to see how the situation unfolds.
But is winning a title, just a title of whether it be 125, 250, is that one of the next goals?
Yes, of course. You always go into the tournament with the mindset that you can win it, and some tournaments maybe there's a lower chance of that happening, and some tournaments maybe there's a higher chance, but you'll always have a chance.
I do have one more actually. Did Miami surprise you? I mean, you said coming into a tournament you feel as though you have a good chance maybe of having a good run, but did you expect the semi-finals there?
No, I did not. So yes, it did surprise me. I think Miami 1000 is WTA 1000 is one of the tournaments where I had the lower chance of holding the trophy, but I'm so proud that I was even able to come close, and the way I did it, I had such a tough draw.
I know.
So I had a tough draw.
I know.
really had a tough draw.
I mean, you had
I didn't
Madison
even, I
Keys.
didn't even,
Sorry.
yeah, I didn't even realize, because you just look at the first, you're trying to get through one obstacle at a time, and after I passed each one, I'm like, it's just getting harder.
Yeah. Because it was Madison, Iga, and Jessica, wasn't it? And then it,
Yeah, I had Yelena, I had Katie,
Yeah, Yelena as well.
I had Madison, and then Badosa, who
Yeah,
unfortunately
yes.
withdrew, and then Iga, and then Jessica.
It was
and then
just
if
grand-
I had won, it would
Yeah,
have been
Arena.
Arena. So yeah, it's so funny to look back on. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna try to pass the ball.
Go. Sorry. Thank you, Alex.
Bye bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
And if you're wondering what this little thing is, well, let me tell you now, whether it be tea, coffee, or merely water, it tastes so much better from a talking tennis mug. And you know what? They can be yours if you wish to purchase one from our website. We've also got bags and stickers and hoodies and notebooks. Mira Andreeva. T-shirts as well, of course, coming in both black and white. And we've got a classic jumper for you as well, and many, many other things for you to purchase for excellent prices so you can look like some of the coolest people on the tour. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. Magdalena Frech won the toss and chose to serve first. It's 15 all in this opening game in the Italian Open in Rome. Alex Eala against Magdalena Frech. Double fault. No, just the one fault. Okay, we're into the rally here. Eala on the forehand into the backhand of Magdalena Frech, which is pretty good. Moving Eala out of position there, and her inability to slide into the ball there perhaps affected Eala as she put that forehand slice long. I've got my coffee on the go. What about you? Oh, lovely drop shot there from Frech, 40-15. Double fault this time for Magdalena Frech. You got a new French press yesterday. Oh, okay, for the nice remisses. Remisses, have you already subscribed to our Manchester United channel? If you haven't, please do so. I'm on the coffee, as you know. Backhand into the net from Frech. Suddenly it's deuce. That was a bit of a gift there for Alex from 40-15. Double fault followed by a backhand. Double fault followed by a backhand error into the net. Okay, second serve down the tee. Decent, really good return there from Alex Eala. Break point, 3 points in a row. And she's got the break, Alex Eala. One love. From 40-15. She's got the break. Okay, one love here then. Eala with a break. Let me know in the live chat where you are watching this from, by the way. Backhand slice here from Frech to the forehand of Alex Eala, and the backhand slice forehand from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Love becomes 15 all. Yeah, US Open Junior champion is Alex Eala, 2022. Now it's 30-15 for Eala. 40-15 now.
Just long.
40-30 after Eala goes a bit long.
Step up to the junior level then, into the pro ranks. On the ITF tour before gaining fitness and experience, strength.
Backhand cross court with a forehand there. And a backhand's going to go out from Frech. And so, Eala leads 2-love.
Miami Open 2025, which was her kind of breakthrough really as a professional tennis player. World number 2 at that stage. She beat multiple seeds that week in Miami. Magdalena Frech up against it. Second finally Miami Eala that week. Doing that became the first player from the Philippines to win a WTA.
Okay, love 15 here. The rain has held off. It was raining a bit earlier this morning. Okay, 15 all, 10 minutes on the clock. Magdalena's Frech is a bit iffy in terms of form at the moment, that's for sure. Backhand return here from Eala into the forehand of Peyton Stearns. Forehand now from Eala. Forehand Peyton Stearns. Backhand Eala up the line is going to be a winner, 15-30.
Against it again.
Okay, Frech on the backhand. But that's gone right into the strike zone of Alex Eala, and she does a backhand cross-court winner. That was not the best shot in the world there from Peyton Stearns. She saves one of them. It's a 1,000, Rainier, 1,000. Eala gets the break. She's up 3-love. Wow, what a start for Alex Eala, but what a horrible start for Magdalena Frech. Okay, so 3-love, change of ends here for Eala and Frech, and desperate for a change of fortunes is the poll. Okay, first serve goes into the net from Eala. So his second serve here for Magdalena Frech to look at. And she's going to miss the return. 15-love for Alex Eala. Okay, backhand cross court into the forehand now of Eala, which is going to go into the net. So 15-all. Do let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. $30-15 here. And it's now 40-15 for Alex Eala. She looks to race into a 4-love lead. $40-15. And it's a hold for Alex Eala, 4-love. Love 15 here, by the way. To a good winner there from Alex Eala on the run. She might even be getting the bagel in this first set. $15 all. Good depth here from Eala. Now the forehand, though, is going to be a winner from Frech to 30-15. Am I going to go to the Daniel Dubai fight tonight? I can't quite read what that says. Am I going to go to the Daniel Dubois fight? Where is it? Where is it? Where misses? Is it in Bonn or Cologne? If so, maybe. Watch, not got to go. Are you going to watch? Oh, okay. Well, where is it anyway? Out of interest. Oh, forehand goes into the net. And what's it doing on a Wednesday night? So we've got a break point now for Alex Eala to race into a 5-love lead. Okay, okay. Well, no, I won't be going, and I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I don't think I'll be watching. Okay, Frech to serve here, 30-40. Second serve. Forehand return from Alex goes into the net. Deuce. Listen, double break advantages are very, very healthy, but we have seen them evaporate on clay in the past, especially when you have a serve like Eala's. Ooh, net caught there, but it's going to bounce back on her side for Frech, so it's going to be another break point. She does know how to blow lead, but she also knows how to reel in a lead, right? Break point number 2 in this game for Alex Eala. Second serve. Forehand return has got good depth on it. Now on the forehand of Eala once again into the backhand of Frech. Forehand Eala dictate. What a winner that is for Alex Eala. 5-love. Just sensational. And we'll take a quick break.
Ready. Play.
How has life changed since that Miami run for you? Or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel, at the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that I need to focus on, there's nothing much. Nothing much.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life. And I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Iga, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all of those, I think all the wins that week, and even the match against Jessica was such a big, each such important moments in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Okay, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Love 15 here. The first point, she's desperate to avoid the bagel. I mean, 5-love and the set should be done, right, with a triple break advantage. Second serve, though. Forehand return from Frech goes into the net. 15-all. I mean, really, it's all unraveled ever since the first game when Frech raced into a 40-15 lead, right? She double faults. She hits a backhand error into the net. Just wild. Cool, good play here from Frech, though. She's on the aggressive here now. She should win the point from him, but she's letting Eala back into it. And now she's got a backhand that she's going to miss. 40-15. Two set points. Alex Eala. First serve goes into the net. Backhand return here is going to be missed by Frech. 6-love. Just get this over with, says Remissus. Well, it's normally Eala who's on the end of a 6-love deficit, but actually she's the one dishing out the bagel today. 6-love, the first set in under half an hour. 26 minutes. Remissus, does your wife know? I think the winner of this, by the way, plays Wong in the next round. Could be wrong on that one. Okay, what else is going on around the grounds? Shall we have a look? Other matches that started at 11 a.m. I'd be surprised if many or if any have finished the first set. Well, actually, there is one. Oh, dear. Not a great day if you're Polish so far. A double bagel scenario for the two Polish players, Magdalena Frech and Magdalena, both on the ends of 6-love first sets. And in fact, it looks like Tatiana Maria was even quicker than Alex Eala because they've already begun the second set. And it's love 30 on the Linette serve. Oh, another bagel. It's bagels all round. Ostapenko has dished out a bagel. And in fact, she's up 6-love, 1-love with a break over Stefanini. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? As for some of the men's matches, all first rounds, of course. Kopshiva is up a break on Marajan. I think the winner of that could be playing Djokovic in the second round. Or at least maybe a third, could be a third round, actually. I think Djokovic could be playing a qualifier. Byers is up a break on Brooksby. Zhijing Zhang is up a break on Altmaier. And Jamur and Manarino are on serve. All right. Let's get back to Eala and Frech because they are getting this second set underway. It's Frech serving first, but it's Eala getting the first point. We're in Paris already, John. Jono, 7471. Can you hit the like button? And if you haven't done so already, can you hit subscribe? That will be amazing. And when you hit subscribe, watch this number above my head tick over. Okay, forehand here for Frech up the line. She should come into the net, but she doesn't. But that lofted ball from Eala is going to go long, 30-15. Zhijing Zhang is serving for the first set against Altmaier. Manarino is on serve with Jamur. It's 2-3. Baez is leading 4-3, 30-love. Serve down the tee. Forehand here is going to be a winner. Serve +1 Frech. Just like the first set, she's up 40-15 in the opening game of the set. She was up 40-15 in the first set, but then contrived to manage to get broken. Okay, second serve here because that first serve goes long from Frech. Forehand the turn is going to go long from Eala, and Frech is on the board. 1-love. Finally, for Magdalena, she wins a game in this encounter. Oh, good morning, Jake. How are you? Okay, love 15 on the Eala serve. 33 minutes on the clock. Okay, that's love 30. Okay, forehand here from Eala. It's got decent depth on it. And now from Frech cross court. Showing a lack of confidence there. And that is a terrible... Whoa, I was about to say a terrible drop shot, but actually the angle was much better than I thought. And Frech, somehow, from nowhere, has 3 break points. Maybe, Danny. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, backhand here, cross court from Eala with decent depth on it. Eala creating some nice angles here. She's on the attack. Drive volley backhand at the net is going to win the point. 15-40. Byers has won the first set over Brooksby. Kopshiva has won the first set over Marajan. Zhixing Zhang is serving for the first set against Daniel Altmaier, but it is deuce at 5-4 there for the Chinese. Okay, served on the tee, backhand return. Good depth there from Magdalena Frech. Not such good depth there. Nice angle from Eala. Eala going to come into the net. She puts the forehand away. 30-40. Very good, Jake. Remiss us, have you subscribed to our other channel, Talking United? Frech, by the way, gets the break. We are off to a flyer for the pole in the second set. 2-love, she leads. I know, but you'd be doing us a favor, Remissus. That's all. But you don't have to. It's okay. Okay, 15-love here for Magdalena. Ooh. What's this? I only subscribe to a few channels, like nine something. Okay, backhand here up the line. Backhand from Eala. It is 30-love on Frech serve at the moment. Like 9 or... 40 love now. 3 game points for Magdalena Frech. Forehand that's going to miss, just clip the net, that serve. So another first serve for Magdalena Frech. Am I? Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quit some windows and stuff. Thank you for that, Jake. I think that should improve things a little bit, I hope. Okay, 40-15. Now I think it should be better, right? I hope. $40-30 here for Frech. By the way, Remissus must be super early where you are, before 6 a.m., right? Okay, backhand here from Frech down the line. Is going to win the point. That was the confident Frech that was absent for the first set. 3 love. Wow, Remissus, that is dedication. You and Jake, by the way, gymtastic. I'm just going to get a racket, which is the same racket, which used by Alex Eala, among others. Leila Fernandez, Artur Fils, Carlos Alcaraz when he's fit. Is that in Korea, Jake, that Asian Challenger? By the way, we will have a watch along for Janice Chen against Peyton Stearns coming up in a couple of hours. That's good. Yeah, Jake, very good. Oh, Marajan's got an early break in the second set on Kopshiva. And Zhang got over the line against Altmaier in that first set, 6-4. Jamur Manarino still on serve. Okay, Eala is serving. Love 3. This set is far from done yet. But another break of serve for Magdalena Frech, and we're probably going 3. Okay, backhand here for Frech. And she's so much more confident right now. I know her run of form hasn't been great of late, and that seemed to be apparent in the first set. But the second set, anything but. And don't forget the first set started just like this set as well. She was up 40-15 on her serve at the beginning of the match and somehow contrived to get broken. She goes up 40-15 on her serve in this second set, but manages to hold. She's just missed that return, though, 15-all. Remiss. He's already admitted to being a fan of Polish players, let's say. Forehand here into the backhand of Eala, which goes cross-court, still into the forehand to backhand exchange as both players try and seek that winning angle. Frech changes direction to go up the line over the higher part of the net, but it doesn't work out for her as it goes into the net. 30-15. Jake, you're still off the beer, right? Do you still have the Beer With Me app so you get my notifications? Okay, well, Mrs. Gotcha. First serve from Eala goes into the net. Second serve. Backhand into the forehand of Frech. Backhand cross court. That's a lovely change of direction there from Eala, but it's not one of the point yet. But that's a wonderful angle that she's created there. 40-15, 2 game points, Alex Eala. Wow, Jake. It's enough time to have a baby. Yeah, don't worry, Jake. If you're not on the beer, I guess it's less relevant. But yeah, Jake, you could have had a baby in this time. Okay, 2 game points here for Alex Eala. Backhand return has got good depth on it there from Frech. Oh, is that forehand made it? Close call, but it did make it. Wow, what a forehand from Magdalena Frech. She's feeling it right now in a good way. Backhand cross court into the forehand of Magdalena Frech, which is going to go into the net, and Eala gets on the board in this second set. Important hold for her. Brings a smile to her face. And it is 3-1. Brooksby's up a break in the second set on Baez. Marajan and Kopchiva are 1 game all in the second set, with Kopchiva having won the first set. And Jamur and Manarino going at a snail's pace there in the first set, still on serve. Okay, here. Frech, 3-1, second serve. Good depth there from Eala. Drop shot here. Eala's not going to make it, so it's love 15. Clenched fist from Alex. Seen that pose a few times. Has Magdalena won a game yet? Yes, but not good news for Magda. 3-1 her deficit. So Maria is up 6-3, 3-1. Look at these 3 bagels, by the way, Jake, if you're just tuning in. We're 3 bagels in these 3 matches. Ostapenko 6-love. Eala won her first set 6-love, and Maria won her first set 6-love. So not a good day for the Poles, albeit that Frech is fighting back. But it is now love 30 here. Oh, dogs blocks playing. Good. Big bad blocks. Okay, love 30. "48 minutes on the clock." We're going 3, ladies and gentlemen, but could be wrong. Good return there from Alex. The thing is, when you've got an amazing return like Alex has, it doesn't quite get the same purchase on the clay. But love 40. After Frech goes long, and my predictions of a third set looking less certain right now. Forehand return into the forehand of Frech. That's a really good forehand. Eala somehow gets it back in play, but Frech pats that one away. Reebok. You don't see Reebok that much these days. I think they got bought by Adidas a long time ago and then just basically disappeared. Okay. Yeah, make sure you give a follow on Instagram, by the way, at Talking Tennis TT. Good serve here from Frech. She's on the attack. Has she put the drive volley away? She has. 30-40. By the way, talking of sponsors, Jake, who is Pana Udvardy's new sponsor? Don't Google it. Oh, and Eala's going to go long there. And we're at deuce. Wow, love 40 to deuce. How big is that going to be in the destiny of this match? I don't think it's hyperbole to suggest it could be huge. Could be one of those moments we look back on. Of going, you know what? That was a huge hold for Frech as she won the match in 3 sets. But we'll see. Forehand here into the backhand of Eala as she seeks to get a 4th break this game. Oh, she gets lucky there, Alex, with a net cord. Fortune favouring the brave, perhaps, because she did go big on that forehand. But nevertheless, Frech there lamenting her misfortune. And it is a 4th break point in this game for Alex Eala to get it back on serve. Great return from Alex Eala. Wow. That is worthy of a break of serve for sure. And she gets it. 3-2. This set, by the way, is almost as long as the first set. The first set was done in 26 minutes. Despite that caption on the screen you just saw saying 27, it was done in 26. And we're already beyond 24 minutes for this set. Okay, change of ends. Back on serve. Ostapenko, 6-love, 4-1. She leads over Stefanini. Okay, players back on court. What about this? Yeah, well, Novak, both the return of serve, but also the return to the court, going to be very soon, I guess in the next 48 hours or so. 5-1 Ostapenko lead. All right, players back on court. Eala serving, love 15. I want you all in the live chat to click subscribe on this channel. Oh, love 30 here. You'll be doing us a huge favor. Just click on that link, click subscribe, and I won't ever, well, I will mention it again, but not in your direction, if you know what I mean. Okay, love 30 here. Eala serving. Run around forehand return for Frech. Backhand cross court from Eala. Forehand from Frech up the line. Oh, and Eala puts her forehand into the net, and it's love 40. 3 break points for Magdalena Frech to regain the initiative in this second set. Ostapenko is 2 points away from the win over Stefanini. By the way, how bad were the crowds yesterday? You know, some Italians in action yesterday. I was watching a couple of Italians play, and there was just no one in the stands. And I kind of know why. But anyway, second serve here for Frech to look at. Backhand from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Eala on the defense. That's going to land in. It's going to buy us some time as well. That was a good loopy backhand in the end. Okay, forehand cross court from Eala. Backhand up the line from Magdalena Frech. Is that going to land in? Wow, what a back the line that was from Magdalena Frech. Also worthy of a break. 4-2, she leads. She's got her mojo back, even if it is temporarily. I say temporarily because she could go on to win this match, but get beaten easily in the second round. But that's for later on down the road. Anyway, 4-2. Ooh, Lynette has a break-back point on Tatiana Maria in the second set. I mean, I expect the Yannick matches to be sold out, but what about the rest? But I mean, it's not their fault. I know why. I mean, the prices in Madrid and Rome are just ridiculous. Well, everywhere, to be honest with you, but they're ridiculous. And in Madrid, the bizarre, unaware, ignorant response from Garbiñe Muguruza regarding why the seats were empty in Madrid just shows you how out of touch tennis is with the real world. Anyway, that is for another day. Frech serving here. Oh, that's a wonderful drop shot for Magdalena to get to 15 all. (30-15), good serve out wide that from Frech that Eala couldn't deal with. I mean, the thing is, there is a pay issue, but it's not the top 10 players that are really suffering, of course. It's from 100 and down. Okay, 30-15 here. Frech just composing herself. So it's done the T, backhand return, forehand from Frech, backhand cross court from Eala into the forehand of Frech again. Backhand from Eala has decent depth on it. Now it's a forehand from Alex into the backhand slice of Frech. Oh, what a forehand winner on the run that is! I know she's a righty, but that was Rafa-esque, that was. Two game points for Magdalena Frech to get to 5-2. Okay, second serve here. Forehand return is going to be missed by Alex Eala. It was a big second serve from Frech, and I think it caught Alex by surprise. Alex was ready to pounce on that serve inside the baseline, but it came out with too much pace. And as a result, Frech leads 5-2 in this second set. Let's have a look around the grounds, shall we? Tatiana Maria managed to hold serve there under a bit of pressure at 3-2. She still leads by a set and a break. Ostapenko has finished off Stefanini in double quick time, 6-love, 6-1. Udvari is up a set on Korneeva, but they're on serve in the second set. As for the men's singles, we have Baez up a set to love on Brooksby, but Brooksby is up a break in the second set. Zhang won the first set 6-4 over Altmaier, and it's 2-all in the second. And Mannarino and Jamur are still in a dogfight in the first set. Mannarino serving at 4-5 to stay in the first set. It is deuce there, though, so Jamur is 2 points away from winning that first set, which does feel like it's taking forever. Is he going to get a set point? Jamur, the Bosnian. Kopšiva, up a set on Marajan and 3-2 on serve in the second. Let me know in the live chat, A, where you're tuning in from, and B, which is your favorite tournament? Either to visit or to watch. Whatever. Set point for Jamur, by the way. Eala serving to stay in this second set. I'll let you know if Jamur gets over the line. No, he doesn't. Mannarino saves that set point. So, 2-5 here. Eala serving. Forehand return. Backhand from Eala is going to land in. What a backhand that is from up the line. This is a completely different Magdalena Frech in the second set. Just wild. 15-all. Oh, Zhang is up a break on Altmaier. So Zhang now leads Altmaier by a set and a break. Okay, backhand cross court from Eala. Good attacking play from Alex, but Frech is still very much in this rally. Oh, and a backhand from Eala goes into the net. And it's 15-30. Where's Danny boy? Danny. Maybe wrong, maybe right. But that's how it goes. Drop shot here, but it's actually going to be, I thought it was a drop shot. She goes for the drop shot again, and this time it works. And she's going to have 2 set points for Magdalena Frech. I think she tried the drop shot the first time, and and it just didn't drop anywhere near short enough, and it sort of looked like a slice. The second one, though, was super, super effective. Eala not really using the drop shot much on clay at the moment. She occasionally uses it on other surfaces. Okay, right around forehand return. Forehand from Eala up the line. Backhand from Eala cross court. Forehand defense there from Frech. Eala on the attack, but she's not won the point yet. In fact, Frech is dealing with this, absorbing the pace pretty well on the forehand side. Good depth on some of these shots from Frech, considering her defensive position. Now it's a drop shot, just as I mentioned, from Alex Eala, and it works. 30-40. Manarino and Jamur. Oh, this match is 4-5, a game point for Manarino. Okay, set point number 2 here for Magdalena Frech, 30-40. Even if she doesn't take this and she loses this game, she will have an opportunity to serve this second set out. Okay, 30-40, second serve. Look how close Magdalena Frech is inside that baseline. I mean, she's well over a meter. She's on the attack here, perhaps as a result. Now it's on the forehand of Magdalena Frech, but that's not going to do enough damage. Eala still very much into this rally. Now to run a backhand now from Eala. What a forehand up the line there. Eala somehow gets it back in play, but that drop shot is not going to work for Magdalena Frech. She was so far up in that rally. She was almost into the third set. Jamur and Manarino. I'm just scoreboard watching, by the way. This 10th game is taken forever. I mean, the set. Frech and Ostapenko's finished her match, okay, against Stefanini. Eala and Frech could be into a third set, and Jamur and Manarino are still at the potential halfway point at the first set. I mean, they're also potentially... Oh, good backhand there from Eala, and Frech can't deal with it. Game point for Alex. I say potentially halfway through. A couple of points for Jamur, and he wins the first set, but this game is taken forever, and who knows, if they go to a tiebreak as well, it could be another half an hour. Okay, game point here. Alex Eala at 2-5. Oh, Altmaier has some breakback points on Zhixing Zhang. Kornev is up a break against Udradi in the second set. Okay, forehand here from Eala is pretty big, but it's not going to get through Magdalena Frech but that one, wow. Unbelievable defense there from Frech. She was well out of the point, and now they're arguably at neutral. Eala's going to have to win this point all over again, and she does. Good angle there from Eala with the forehand. And she wins the point, and therefore the game, and it is 5-3. Garbini was like, oh, you don't understand. Even if those seats are empty, they are full. It's just that people are going for a walk, or they're eating, or they're drinking. Yeah, we know that, Garbini. We do know that. We just know it's rich people who don't care about tennis. But she hasn't thought through the second step and how ignorant that sounds. And yeah, because the people that are complaining are not rich people that want those seats. The people that are complaining are the people that love tennis. But unfortunately, most people in tennis are so far out of touch, they don't understand that. Okay, backhand here into the forehand of Frech. Frech here serving for the second set. She's had a couple of set points on the Alex serve. That's going to go long. Albert Remissus. I know she was born in Venezuela, but she came from extreme wealth. Frech here serving. 15-love. Are we going to go to a third set? Good forehand up the line there from Eala. Another forehand from Alex into the defensive shot of Frech. Is that going to go out? It is. 15-all. Okay, forehand here. Winner from Frech, 30-15. Okay, 30-15. Frech serving. Forehand return goes into the net for Alex Eala. It's 40-15. 2 set points for Magdalena Frech. 2 more set points, actually, after she had 2 on the Alex serve in the previous game. Good serve down the tee. An ace. She gets the job done, and we'll take a break.
Ready. Play.
Hi, everyone, and especially hello to you, Alex Eala fans. I want to highlight something, though, that you might not be aware of, which is the fact that you can become a member. Click that button that says join. And what kind of things can you benefit if you become a member? Well, let's have a quick look. Here you can see some of the things that you will get as a member. First of all, you'll get exclusive videos that'll only be for you first. Secondly, you'll get other videos that will never be released to the public, just for you members. There are various different levels of membership, but you can begin by just becoming a member from as little as €2, £2, or $2 per month. That's a little over 100 Philippine pesos a month. So not much for some extra content, including some Alex Eala content. In fact, if we look at 2 recent uploads, we've got some of her practices and returns and slices, plus footage of her meeting, greeting, and signing autographs for fans. We've also got an unedited preview and prediction here of her upcoming clash in Miami. And we also have an unedited video of her being interviewed by myself last year in Portugal. Completely unedited and almost 20 minutes, exclusive for members only. There will also be hundreds and hundreds more videos available to you as a member, and hundreds more that are going to be uploaded in the near future, all for just members and all for just $2, €2, or £2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Just click that join button right now and become a member and get access to the extra footage and, of course, little emojis, including an Alex Eala one, of course. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we took a break, and Eala and Frech have also been taking a break. And they're into the third set, which is something I predicted, that it would go 3. Having a look around the grounds, Corneva is serving for the second set against Pano Udvardi. Tatiana Maria has knocked out Magdalena in a much more comfortable fashion than many would have anticipated. 6-love, 6-3. On the men's side, Byers is broken back against Brooksby. And in fact, now the American is under a bit of pressure at 3-4 in the second set. He lost the first set to Byers as well. Zhang remains up a break on Altmaier. He leads 6-4, 4-3 with that break. And Jamur finally won that first set over Manarino, 6-4. Kopchiva is serving for the match against Marajan. So, yeah. Already through Ostapenko. She beat Stefanini 6-love, 6-1. And we're just getting underway again here with the third set between Eala and Magdalena Frech. So that is keeping you up to date with all things tennis. Do hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, do hit subscribe. 15-love here for Alex Eala to begin this deciding set. An hour and 14 minutes on the clock. It is going to be a second serve for Frech to look at. Oh, is that double fault? Yes, it is. 15-all. Okay, backhand here from Eala. Frech defending pretty well. It's going to be a runner there. This is lofted up. Drive volley from Eala. Lands in, but she's not won the point yet. Smash for Eala. She's not won the point yet. She would have won that on any other surface. And Frech dealt with it. And Frech wins the point. Despite being on the defense, big style during that point. And therein lies another issue for Alex on this surface. An hour and 15 minutes on the clock. And it is 15:30. Is Eala playing doubles in Rome? I don't think she is. No, pretty sure she's not. Okay, 15:30 here. Hour and 16 minutes now into this encounter. Pretty swift couple of sets. Second serve here at 15:30 as well. Oh, it's another double fault. 2 in this game now from Eala. 15:40. Both of the double faults in this game have come into the juice court, into the ad court as well. And now 2 break points for Magdalena Frech to begin this deciding set. Backhand return. Backhand cross court from Eala into the forehand. Backhand from Eala. Backhand cross court into the forehand of Frech. Now backhand from Eala. She's lost patience there, has Alex. Missing the backhand cross court. And Magdalena Frech breaks. All the momentum right now with the pole. Having won 7 of the last 10 games. And she leads by an early break in this deciding set. Just going to have a quick look at the doubles in Rome. Oh, I can't see a doubles yet. Oh, good return there from Eala, and Frech can't deal with it on the forehand side, so love 15. Zhang is serving for the match against Altmaier. Okay, I think there's no doubles draw out yet, so I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure Eala isn't playing doubles. Okay. Forehand here from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Big point is she gets to love the optimistic moment in terms of breaking the serve. Oh, what has Eala done there? She can't believe that. Just turn this up. She thinks it out. She thinks that landed out. The commentator said it caught the line, but he's just doing the PR thing. Line calling. And that as well. Oh, terrible first serve from Frech there going into the net. 15 all here. Forehand return. Forehand here from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Backhand from Frech is going to go long. 15-30. First serve goes into the net. So second serve here at 15-30 for Eala to look at.
First serve. She wants it now.
Hour and 20 minutes on the clock. Forehand return from Alex is going to go wildly long. 30 all.
Second serve. Without success.
Oh, Edvardi and Korneeva back on serve in the second set. Korneeva looked like she was going to wrap things up and force that third. Brooksby serving to stay in the match against Baez. Jamur is up a break in the second set on Manarino, so that's a set and a break he leads. Okay, 30 all here. I thought that. And look at that forehand from Frech. That seemed to land long.
Charged a little bit with the momentum after taking the second set. That break at the start of the third. Consolidate it with the service hold. She's got the chance here, 40-30.
Okay, game point for Frech. Eala can't believe some of these lack of calls from the ELC. I can't either. Oh, Altmaier has 3 break points on Zhang, with Zhang serving for the match. Oh, the backhand return from Eala goes into the net and it's 2-love.
People seeing the 6-love scoreline in the opening set. Frech had lost 5 matches on the bounce. Assuming that Eala would run away with this match, but Frech has done really well to reverse this match around. Love 2 now, Eala.
So, Eala serving here. 2-love for Frech. Forehand return there. It's got great depth on that forehand return there from Frech. As a result, she's in charge at this point. She puts that forehand away. Love 15.
She'd love a double break in this deciding set.
And she's going to go long there, Eala. Love 30. This match is slipping away from her. 8 of the last 11 games have gone the way of Frech. And if she gets the double break advantage here, it could well be good night Vienna. Or good night Rome, perhaps. Backhand return. Backhand from Eala into the forehand here. Another backhand of Eala's into the forehand again. This is a lefty-righty combination here. Eala gets lucky with a net cord there, but still the rally goes on. Now Eala changes direction smartly there. 15-30. Good backhand winner up the line. Drawing an applause from the crowd. Okay, 15-30. Good serve down the tee. Oh, wonderful serve +1 there from Eala to get from love 30 to 30 all. Big couple of points there for the Filipina. Forehand cross court here from Eala into the backhand there. Forehand Eala up the line. That's good defending there from Frech. She should put this away, Alex, and does. 40-30. This commentator. Okay, game point here for Eala at 40-30. To keep the pressure on Frech. Misses the first serve by some distance. Forehand return there from Frech. Eala fighting to stay in this point. Fighting. Frech on the attack. Eala still defending. Can she defend this? No, she can't. Deuce.
Very easy. Very significant game, this.
Oh, Zhang didn't serve it out against Altmaier. And now Zhang is serving to stay in the second set. Oh, Frech goes long with the backhand return. Much to the relief of Eala. She's got a game point. Jamur is very much in charge of the match against Manarino. 6-4-4 love, the Bosnian leads. And Kopšiva has knocked out Manajan. 6-3, 6-3. Manajan, of course, has fond memories of Rome, beating Carlos Alcaraz here 3 years ago. But not fond memories today, losing in straight sets to the Czech Kopšiva. Eala here on the attack. Eala on the attack. Drive volley from Alex is going to go long. Deuce.
The right place. I think he was going to go in. Juice again. As I say, this game from Eala quite crucial to this match.
Okay. Backhand cross court into the forehand of Frech. Backhand from Eala up the line is sensational. Game point for Eala. Okay. Brooksby serving to stay in the match against Baez at 5-6 in the second set. He is up 15 love. Udvari and Korneeva into a second set tiebreak. Udvari won the first set 6-2. She was down a break for most of this second set, but she's forced to tiebreak. Okay, Eala with a game point here. Second serve. Forehand return from Frech. Goes into the net. 2-1. Huge hold there for Alex Eala. After a lengthy game, she found herself love 30 down and staring down the barrel, arguably, of defeat, which a double break deficit would have almost certainly meant, but she holds. And now this match feels very much alive. 2-1 in this second set, albeit 2-1. Frech still up with that break. Reminder that Tatiana Maria beat Magdalena 6th love 6-3. And Ostapenko beat Stefanini 6 love 6-1. Also a result on the men's side. Kopsheva has beaten Marajan 6-3, 6-3. Jamur is up 6-4, 5 love now on Mannarino. So Mannarino certainly staring down the barrel of a first round loss in Rome. And Zhang serving to stay in the second set against Altmaier. He was serving for the match, of course, at 5-4. But Altmaier broke back and then held. So now Zhang is serving to stay in the set at 5-6 on the Super Tennis Arena. And Brooksby is serving to stay in the match against Baez. And he's in a bit of trouble because he's 15-30 down while serving to stay in the match against Sebastian Baez. So we could have a match point incoming for the Argentinian. Zhang has a couple of game points to force a second set tiebreak against Altmaier. Eala and Frech about to return to the court. There's a few Filipinos in the crowd supporting their charge, but she is down a break in this deciding set, albeit it's just 2-1. And Baez indeed does have a couple of match points. For those of you just joining, please do hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Backhand here, winner. Good drive volley winner there for Magdalena Frech. Two match points, Sebastian Baez to knock out the American Jensen Brooksby. Okay, into the rally here at 15 love. Eala perhaps on top, just slightly. Now it's on her forehand, and she's going to put that away almost. Frech did just about get her racket to it, but nowhere near enough to get enough purchase on it to get it back over the net. So 15 all. Brooksby saves the first match point on his serve against Baez. Zhang and Altmaier into a second set tie break. Mannarino serving to stay in the match against Jamur. Okay, 15 all. Frech here serving. Down the tee. Good serve there from Frech. She's on top of this point. She puts the forehand away. 30-15. Oh, Brooksby saves. Not only does he save another match point, he now has a game point to get to a second set tiebreak. And Jamur has a match point on Mannarino. Okay, Eala, decent return there. Into the rally now. Backhand cross court into the forehand of Frech. Now on the forehand of Eala. But forehand cross court from Alex is pretty good. The drop shot is not bad either, though. And it's going to help her win the point, I think. That drop shot has killed Eala a few times today, and it killed her there. She did manage to get to it, but she couldn't keep it on the island. So 40-15 here for Magdalena Frech. Eala must be just thinking, please get this clay court season over and done with. Okay. Oh, and Jamur has beaten Mannarino. 6-4, 6 love. Breaking news. Jamur is through to the round of 64. As for Frech against Eala, it is Frech serving at 2-1, 40-15. Eala on the return. She's just missed that return. Just by a few centimeters, but miss it she does. And it is 3-1 for Magdalena Frech. The Pole is inching closer to a spot in the round of 64 in Rome. Okay, Eala 1-3. First serve into the net, so a second serve here for Magdalena Frech to look at. Run around forehand return from her. Backhand cross court from Alex Eala into the forehand of Frech. Backhand now again into the forehand of Frech. Forehand cross court from Alex into the backhand of Frech here. Frech on the defense. Drop shot from Alex is going to work. 15 love for the Filipina. 1-3, 15 love. Do join us, please, for Janice Chen against Peyton Stearns. Coming up in a little over an hour right from now. We will have that on the channel. That one clipped the net, that serve. So it's another first serve here for Alex at 15 love. Alex misses the first serve. Oh, what a return from Magdalena Frech. Killed that serve. 15 all. Backhand return. Forehand here from Alex Eala. Decent depth. Very much at neutral in this rally as Alex tries to seek a decent angle, forcing Magdalena on the move, still making her move from side to side. But now it's a good forehand from Magdalena Frech, and arguably she's on top at this point, although great depth there on that defensive shot from Eala has helped her. Now she comes into the net, and she says, "Thou shalt not pass." Frech missing that backhand down the line by some distance, 30-15 for Alex Eala. She is fighting, fighting, fighting. I all want you, please, to hit that like button, by the way. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. Cheers. Okay, 30-15 here for Alex Eala. Where are you going to go with this serve? Blocked return. Backhand here from Eala into the backhand of, forehand up the line is pretty good. Now Eala's on top of this point. She should win the point from here and does. 40-15. 2 game points to get us to 3-2. Kopshiva is through. Jamur is through. That's on the men's side. On the women's side, Ostapenko is through. Tatiana Maria is through. And Panodvardi has beaten Korneeva 6-2, 7-6. So the Hungarian is also through to the round of 64. Here we have Eala serving 1-3, 40-15. First serve goes into the net. Okay, forehand return is decent into the forehand of Eala. Has got good depth on it, and actually Frech can't deal with that. Her court position was all over the show. And it's 3-2. Still just the one break of serve advantage that Frech has, but it is an advantage all the same. 3-2, the Pole leads. But Eala still very much in this match. That first set that Eala won 6-love feels like a long time ago. Regarding that first set, by the way, Frech was just way off it. Way, way off it. She suddenly found some confidence in the second set, perhaps from holding serve, which is something she couldn't do, of course, in the first set. And now the momentum is with Magdalena, but Eala is still hanging in there at 3-2. Had admire and Jean just getting underway. In fact, Jean has won the first game of that match on serve. Had admire. Dear me, long way away from her best form, that's for sure. Baez has more match points on Brooksby. He had a couple of match points already, albeit on the Brooksby serve at 5-6. Now in the tiebreak, Baez leads 6-3. So more match points here for Sebastian Baez. Frech and Eala back on court. By the way, it's 6-4 now. Baez, Brooksby in that tiebreak. It is on the Brooksby serve, so it is actually 4-6. Okay, back to Eala and Frech. Frech serving at 3-2. Gets the first serve in, but the backhand return is in as well. And I think she's going to miss that forehand, Frech. So love 15. Just a chink of light here for Alex Eala, but that chink of light will become ever wider should she win the next point. But Frech is landing those first serves, but Eala very much in this point. And she's going to miss that forehand. Somehow, it was a defensive forehand that she contrived to put it into the tram line. And it is indeed love 30. Is Magdalena Frech opening the door here? I mean, she's had a couple of good first serves, but Eala dealt with both of them pretty well because they were good first serves, especially that one at love 15 there from Magdalena Frech. Anyway, love 30 here. She lands another first serve, but Eala again deals with it pretty well. We're into the rally here. Eala hit backhand into the forehand of Magdalena Frech. Now Eala on top. Forehand winner from Alex Eala. Love 40. 3 break points for the Filipina to get us back on serve. Woo. Brooksby saves all these match points. My goodness me. 6-all change of ends in the tie break. That's at least 5 match points that Brooksby has saved. Anyway. Can Eala get the break here? And she's going to get a second serve to look at. Love 40, second serve. Backhand return into the backhand of Frech. Now on the forehand of Frech. Into the forehand of Alex Eala, which is going to go into the net. Eala would normally make that forehand. Yes, she was on the run. Yes, she was on the back foot. But still, it was one of those that she went big on the topspin, and as a result, it didn't even make it over the net. If that makes sense. Skimmed the ball too much. Anyway, still 2 break points more here for Alex Eala, 15-40. Where are you going to go with this serve? Down the tee, forehand return has got good depth on it from Eala. She's on top at this point, but not won it yet, but she has now. It's another forehand slice that goes wide for Frech. And we are back on serve, 3 games all. Where's your money at now? I think I'm still leaning Frech, but honestly, it's a toss of a coin. 3-all, Eala to serve. That toss of a coin scenario, by the way, would lean Eala's way should she hold now. 3-all. Do coins lean? Don't know. Backhand here into the forehand. Backhand again from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Backhand up the line is going to go long from Eala. Love 15. Altmaier's won the second set over Zhang Zhang on a tiebreak. So they're going the distance. And Brooksby now has a set point. After saving 1 million match points, he now has a set point to force a decider against Sebastian Baez. Okay, Eala here serving, love 15. First serve goes long from Eala. Do let me know in the live chat where you are tuning in from to watch this match. Forehand return here from Frech is good. Frech in charge of this point, making Alex move. She's going to go up the line. Alex on the defense. She's still just about in this point, is Alex, but she's on the run. Frech dictating play. Good forehand up the line from Magdalena. Oh, what a forehand that is from Alex Eala up the line. She was down in that point. But ultimately pulled it out of nowhere. Finding the gap and almost painting lines. 15 all. We're nearing the finish line for one player or another, but which player is going to get over that finish line? 15 all. Backhand return from Frech. Eala here. Doesn't feel comfortable, these rallies for Eala. She is having to come from a deficit position, but that's another good backhand from her up the line. She's on top of this point now. Can she put this away? She does. 30-15. She was down 3-1 in this set, but she's edging closer to 3 games in a row and a 4-3 advantage. 30-15. Just catching a breath. Serves down the tee. Forehand return is too big from Frech. And now she's showing some frustration. It was a very attackable serve, but she went huge on it. And it sailed long. 40-15. 2 game points for Alex Eala and a 4-3 lead. Baez has finally got over the line against Brooksby. He's won 6-3, 7-6. 10-8 in that second set tiebreak. Okay, run around forehand return here for Frech. Forehand from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Now it's on the backhand of Alex. Forehand Frech, good change of direction. Wonderful forehand winner there from Frech. 40-30. So Baez is through, Kopshiva is through, and Jamur is through on the men's side. On the women's side, Udvari is through, Tatiana Maria is through, Yelena Ostapenko is through. But who is going to go through with this Alex Eala Magdalena Frech match? Game point for Alex Eala here, 40-30. Where are you going to go with this serve? You're going down the tee. Forehand return. Again, Frech messing up that forehand return on a very attackable serve. Eala leads 4-3. What a turnaround in this deciding set. Frech won 9 out of 13 games in a spell that saw her come from a 6-love deficit to a 3-1 advantage in the deciding set. And yet now, the advantage is with Eala. They are on serve, but on clay, and with a number of breaks of serve today, every single hold is massive, especially for Eala, given that the serve is one of her weaker elements to her game, and her return is one of her strengths, albeit that it is undermined a little bit on the clay. Okay. Time, the umpire calls Frech serving at 3-4. Jean and Hadadmire are on serve in the early stages of their match. Zhang and Altmaier are into a third set. Zhang was serving for the match at 6-4, 5-4. Okay, Frech and Eala on court. Frech serving at 3-4. With serving second in this set, she will just start to feel the pressure a bit more as we get towards the crucial moments in this match. And she's missed that first serve by some distance. In fact, of course, if Eala was to get the break now, she'll be serving for the match. Good play here, though, from Frech. She's fighting up in that rally throughout, and eventually Eala can't deal with it. 15 love. Do let me know in the live chat where you are tuning in from. Maybe you're in the Philippines, maybe you're in Rome. Forehand cross court, backhand here from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Oh, Eala here on the attack. Eala on the attack. Can she put this drive volley away? She can. 15 all. A day of bagels in Rome because Trungelliti is threatening a bagel on Spider. Okay, 15 all. Misses the first serve. Second serve here, therefore, for Eala to look at 15 all. Backhand return goes into the net. That was a chance for Alex. (30-15). And Trungelliti has 2 set points on the Spider serve to bagel the American. Jamur got a bagel over Manarino. Eala got a bagel over Frech, but that feels like a long time ago. An ace there from Frech. Good spot serving from the pole. And she now has 2 game points to get us to 4 all. Backhand return from Alex goes into the net and it's 4 all. And suddenly from 15 all, and that backhand return, it's now 4 all. Ooh, love 15 here. So, 4 all, love 15. Forehand return here from Frech. It's going to be good. It's going to be too good, is it? She's on the top of this rally, but Eala still fighting. Eala now on the backhand side into the forehand of Magdalena Frech, who makes Eala move, but Eala still in this rally, moving from side to side. But now the backhand from Eala goes long, and it's love 30. Big moments now in this match. Frech gets the break here, and she'll be serving for the match. But can she get the break? Whew, love 30 here on the Eala serve. She was down in this set, a break, but she broke back. But now she might be suffering another break again. Let's see. Love 30. Eala to serve. Backhand return from Frech into the forehand strike zone of Eala, which is not a bad forehand, but not won the point yet. But what a backhand that is from Eala. 15-30. Eala on top of this rally, puts the forehand away, 30 all. Okay, run around forehand return. Backhand now from Eala into the forehand of Magdalena Frech. Huge point this. Oh, Eala's missed the backhand cross court. 30-40. Misses the first serve, Eala here, 30-40. Huge point. Biggest point of the match by far, 30-40. Second serve here for Magdalena Frech. Forehand return from her is pretty good. Backhand from Eala. It's got good depth on it. And it's going to help her save the break point. Deuce. Huge point, that one. Eala took a risk with that shot in terms of she was on the back foot, but she went long. She went with great depth on the backhand side, and it worked for her. Deuce. That another big point. They're all big right now. Forehand return from Magdalena Frech. Now on the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Frech into the rally. She's on top of this rally, but she's going to miss that forehand. She throws her racket on the floor. She knew that was a chance. Game point for Eala. And suddenly, if Eala wins this next point, from being down a break point and staring down the barrel, she's the one who'll have a huge advantage, because at the change of ends, it'll be Frech serving to stay in the match. Anyway, let's see how this point pans out. Clips the net, lands in just, so it's still another first serve here for Eala. Game point to get us to 5-4. Okay. Forehand return is really good for Magdalena Frech, but she's not won the point yet. She should win it from here. Is she going to put that volley away? She is. Deuce. Hi, Dan. How are you? Hit the like button, please. And yes, I did see that Rafa Nadal was at the Miami F1 race. I think he waved the flag, didn't he, at the end? Where did you see it, Dan? On what platform? You see it in a newspaper? See it on YouTube? Instagram, maybe? X? TikTok? Okay, backhand return. Backhand now from Eala into the forehand of Frech, and she puts that forehand into the net. Another game point here for Eala to get to 5-4. Yeah. Ah, you saw the F1 race on TV. Okay, cool. Okay, 4-all, Eala serving. Forehand return from Frech. Forehand from Eala is going to miss just. What a game this is turning into. 4-all deuce. Deciding set. Every point right now is mammoth and growing in magnitude with every second that passes. Deuce. Eala serving. Do hit that like button, people, just like Dan has done. Okay, Eala serves. Forehand return. Forehand from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Now on the backhand side of Eala. Backhand from Frech is going to land in. Eala goes for the drop shot, but it doesn't work. It wasn't the most difficult of drop shots to pull off because she was on the attack there. And it was really just one of those of just tap it over, get it over the net, and you almost certainly win the point, even if you don't execute perfectly. Just get it over the net. But she couldn't get it over the net. And we now have a second break point for Magdalena Frech. Forehand return from her. It's going to go long, and Eala can't believe her luck there. There's a few forehands from Frech that have sailed long today, and there's another one. That was a get-out-of-jail-free card there that Eala used. Deuce. As we hit the exact 2-hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, backhand return here. Forehand from Eala into the backhand of Magdalena Frech. Forehand from Eala again. She's on the attack, and Magdalena Frech can't deal with it. This is the fourth deuce, but it's going to be a game point once again for Alex Eala. She has saved 2 break points in this game, and now she has another game point of her own to get us to 5-4. I mean, we're going to be at 5-4 one way or another. But is it going to be 5-4 Eala, or is it going to be 5-4 Frech? If it's 5-4 Eala, Frech will be serving to stay in the match. If it's 5-4 Frech, she'll be serving for the match. That's how big every moment is right now. Second serve here for Frech to look at. Does Eala just hand it to the forehand and hope that Frech messes up? I think Frech won't go so big on the forehand if it does come there. No, she doesn't exactly like that. Okay, we're into the rally here. Backhand now from Eala into the forehand of Frech. Good depth there for Magdalena. Now she's on the attack is Magdalena. But Eala hanging tough, hanging tough. She's still in this rally. Frech now on the forehand side. Again, good depth from her. But decent depth as well from Eala. What a rally this is turning into. And Eala's going to win it. Unbelievable angle that she created there, Alex Eala. 5-4 she leads. Now they will change ends. And Magdalena Frech, when they return to the court, is going to be serving to stay in the match. Can she hold on to her serve, though? Okay. What else is going on? Around the grounds. Let's have a quick look. Altmaier was up a break in the deciding set on Zhang. Yuri Karabelli and Shevchenko are just underway. They're on serve. Hurkacz and Hanfman are just underway. They are on serve. Of course, these are all matches on the men's side. On the women's side, we've had wins for Udvardi, Ostapenko, and Tatiana Maria already today. Jean and Haddad Meyer on serve, and Siniakov is up an early break on Boisson. That is keeping you up to date with all things tennis, as we do here on Talking Tennis. Please do hit that like button. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. Frech here at 4-5 is serving to stay in the match. Ooh, Eala goes long there. 15 love. Okay, 15 love here for Frech. For those of you just tuning in, please do hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. Okay, forehand return here from Eala. Into the forehand of Magdalena Frech. Forehand from Eala. Forehand Frech up the line. Eala now on the forehand once again. Cross court, but it's backhand Eala. She is 15 love down in this game, but it's going to be 15 all after Magdalena Frech errs on the forehand side. And given the scoreline, and given that Eala served first in this deciding set, it does add a little bit of pressure to this Frech service game because she knows one false move and she's out and Eala has won. In fact, right now, Eala is just 3 points away from the win. So this is a huge point. Backhand return here. Forehand from Magdalena Frech. Backhand cross court. Forehand from Frech is going to go long. 15-30, ladies and gentlemen. 2 points now, Eala away from the win. And remember, she was down 3-1 in this set. But now she leads 5-4. She also saved a couple of break points just now as well at 4-all. They were huge, and they're feeling bigger with every passing moment. 15-30 here for Magdalena Frech. Desperate for a first serve. She doesn't get it. Second serve here, 2 hours and 5 minutes on the clock. 15-30. Second serve. Eala ready to pounce. Forehand return from her. Backhand now from Magdalena Frech. The forehand up the line from Eala, moving her opponent around, but Frech is dealing with it so far. Decent depth there from the pole. Forehand now is going to land in. Yes, just. So therefore, Eala's on the back foot. But she's missed the forehand, Frech. We've got 2 match points for Alex Eala. 15-40. This felt pretty improbable when she was 3-1 down in the deciding set. But she's been fighting. And she fought really big in the previous service game when she saved 2 break points. And now, incredibly, she has 2 match points for a place in the round of 64. Whew. Okay, 15-40 here. Serves. Backhand return from Eala. Forehand from Frech, moving Eala around, but still we're into the rally. Good depth there from both players, actually. Forehand now from Frech up the line, into the forehand of Eala, which is also going to land in. Magdalena Frech in all sorts of trouble here, but we're back to neutral now at the rally. Frech moving Eala around. What a rally this is turning into. Forehand now into the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Frech, also into the backhand of Eala. Eala takes a risk, changes direction. What a win for Alex Eala. Wow. Alex Eala, take a bow. 6 love, 3-6, 6-4. Alex Eala wins into the round of 64 in Rome from an improbable scenario when she was down. She pulls off the improbable once again to progress to the round of 64 at the Italian Open in the Eternal City. And well, she defeats the Pole 6 love 3-6 6-4. I mean, Frech will have her regrets, especially given that she was up a break in the deciding set, especially as she had so many looks on the Eala serve. But she couldn't take advantage of those chances. And as a result, it's Alex Eala who progresses. Let's have a quick look at some of the stats, by the way. Most important stat of all, of course, is that Eala won 6 love 3-6 6-4 in 2 hours and 2 hours and 7 minutes. Eala didn't hit a single ace, by the way, in the entire match. But it doesn't matter, really. Frech hit 3 aces. Eala hit 4 double faults. So in the metric of aces and double faults, It is Frech who wins those, but that is the most unimportant stat of all, really. Eala getting 70% of her first serves in. That is important for her on all surfaces. And she won 57% of her first serve. Interestingly, she won 58% of her second serve, but there was a few gifts there on that second serve from Frech, who just couldn't generate the accuracy and the pace necessary to punish that second serve from Eala, and perhaps that's one of the reasons why Eala was able to win 58% of those second serves. And as for breakpoints won, Frech, again, giving too many gifts away. She only won 30%, just a fraction of a 30% of her breakpoint opportunities, whereas Eala won 50% of hers. And how important was that at 4-all in the deciding set, when Eala had to save 2 break points, but save them she did with guts and determination and bravery, as is so often the case. And I do think as well in today's match that Eala, having come through so many battles like that over the last 12 months and come out of them on the better side more often than not, I think that stood her in good stead in those deciding moments. And it was Frech who seemed to lack belief. By the way, Frech's belief in this match varied wildly. In the first set, she was just devoid of it, as she showed her lack of form coming into this encounter. And yet, ultimately, she then pulled it off in the second set, where she was just hitting the sweet spot so often. And it seemed to rattle Eala, so much so that Eala was now down 3-1 in the deciding set. But Eala broke back and eventually broke the resolve of Magdalena Frech to progress to the next round. Let's have a look forward to Eala's next match in the Italian Open, which is going to be against, as I scroll down the draw, looking for Eala's path to... by the way, Eala has exceeded her wins from last year on clay. She had 2 wins and 4 losses last year. That is her 3rd win on the dirt during this clay court season. She's had wins over Grabert in Linz, Pavlyuchenkova in Madrid, and now she's won a match in Rome over Magdalena Frech. Last year, she went out in the first round. And in the next round, she's going to be playing Wong of China in what will be an eagerly anticipated encounter. We're going to preview that match right now, so do please stay with us as we look forward to that round of 64 clash between Alexandra Eala and Jin-Yu Wong. They have played each other once before, as you could see from this head-to-head on the WTA website. We will look at that match in a moment, that previous match. Of course, Wong has got some prowess on the doubles side, and she certainly has a bigger serve than Alex Eala. As you can see from her 74 aces so far this year. Eala, by the way, hitting just 20 aces throughout the season, and she hit 0 today. I don't expect her to be hitting many more aces during the clay court season. Let me know in the live chat or in the comments below how many aces you think Eala's going to hit more between now and the end of the French Open. And by the way, with this win today, the chances of her playing the WTA 125 in Parma recede, but I suspect for that to be not on the agenda, she'll probably have to beat Wong. We'll come to my prediction for that match in a moment. As you can see, though, Wong with the first serve percentage there, much more favorable than Alex Eala in terms of first serves won, 65.4% compared to Eala's 61.5%, and second serves won. By the way, second serves won, interestingly, both are below the 50% mark. And in fact, actually, Eala winning more of her second serves than Wong is. So perhaps the serve advantage isn't quite so great. So I think first serves landing in will be huge for Wong in particular. If Wong can get that up to 60, 70%, in fact, her tour average this year is 65.9%. But if she can exceed that and get up to 70%, she'll probably win the match. But that could be where it's won and lost. Looking at their profiles in general, similar, right? Look at their career highs. Alex Eala, 29 career high, with Wong at 30. Their current rankings are also pretty similar, with Wong at 33 and Alex Eala at 42. Eala will be probably creeping up in the live rankings, actually, after today's win, having exceeded her situation last year where she went out in the first round to Marta Kostyuk, and she's already exceeded that by winning today's match over Magdalena Frech. Going to have a quick look to see where Alex is in the live ranking. In fact, the live ranking, she's creeping up to 38. Probably needs another 2 wins in Rome to be in with a chance of being seeded at the French Open. Unlikely, I would say, but who knows? In fact, if we look at the draw in Rome, she will have Wong in the next round. And then the winner of Wong and Eala will be playing, it gets much tougher. They will be playing the winner of Rybakina against Sakari or Tager. So you'd imagine it'd be Rybakina, who of course is a former winner in the Eternal City. So I'm not sure that Eala's stay is going to be anywhere close to eternal. Anyway, that is for the future. Back to this match between Eala and Wong. Wong having the slight advantage in terms of height, hence her slightly bigger serve as well. 5'11" compared to 5'9" for Eala. In metric terms, that's 1.82 m for Wong and 1.75 m for Alex Eala. This is their ranking history, it would appear. And yeah, current form. This is pre-Rome, by the way. Now, of course, there has been a win for Alex Eala to add to this. So Alex Eala's last 6 matches have been a win over Grabert, losses to Ostapenko and Fernandez, a win over Pavlyuchenkova, a loss to Mertens, and now a win over Frech. So on the clay, it has been 3-3 for Eala this year, which honestly, it's an improvement on last year, and that's all you can ask for. As for Wong, her form is a loss to Chastea, a win over Tan, a loss to Samson, a win over Cavado, and then a loss to Chadayeva. Of course, she got a bye here, so that's the last 4 matches for Wong. Honestly, it's winnable for Alex. It's winnable. It's the clay that bothers me, but I'm not sure about Wong on the clay either, to be honest with you. So that is something for Alex to clutch at, in that we've got 2 players that don't necessarily move particularly well on this surface. And we come back to the sort of matchup between the two. Their previous meeting was earlier this year, and it was on a hard court. But as I say, I think both of them liked the hard court, and that went right to the wire. A bit like today's match between Eala and Frech. But that match ended up falling down on the side of Wong. 6-4 in the third. How do I see this one panning out? Well, I do think that that first serve from Wong is key to who wins the match. I think if Wong can get it above 70%, I think she will have an excellent chance of winning. Eala still isn't moving well on the clay, but nor does Wong. Eala will take some belief, though, from this clay court season. I think she's playing with house money now, whatever happens. Because 3-3, even if it becomes 3-4 and then 3-5, if she loses her next 2 matches in Rome and then in the French Open. And honestly, she might play Parma if she loses the next round. She's not playing doubles in Rome. I actually think that would be a wise decision to get a win or 2 in Parma. Get a few more points on the board. Get maybe a bit more confidence. going into the French Open. Decent draw at the French, and who knows, she might get a win there. And honestly, now, this is the margins of tennis. She was staring down the barrel of defeat today when she was 3-1 down in the deciding set. She was staring down the barrel of defeat, arguably, when she was at 4-all and had to save those break points against Magdalena Frech. But she dug deep, and that's what Alex can do. Will she be digging deep enough to progress against Wong? Maybe. It's such a 50-50. It really is. And you know what? She might just do it. Defying the odds again to get another win. I do think that Eala's run will probably end shortly afterwards, especially if she plays Rebecca. But yeah, why not? Let's go for Eala in 3 epic sets once again. That's her brand, right? My pleasure. Thank you very much for joining. Do hit the like button. And of course, if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe as we get towards 30,000 subscribers. Much appreciated for all of your support, both today and in the future. And yeah, it does feel as though today's win with the bagel was unique in terms of, I don't recall Alex getting a bagel in recent memory. And funnily enough, on her least favorite service, although I do think there was quite a few gifts there from Magdalena Frech in that first set. All right, wonderful for joining me today. Thanks for that. And in the meantime, you know the drill. Oh, and join us for Janice Chen against Peyton Stearns coming up in about an hour from now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.